I would like to do a demonstration of how to do scatter plots and line of best fit on the DESMOS calculator. Notice that I'm on the website desmos.com/calculator. I would suggest you bookmark this and use it frequently. I would also suggest that when you get here that you go to the top right corner and log in. You can use your Google account to log in, so I'm going to do that now. So notice here I am, Christy. That is me. And here we're going to start by entering in a table of values. So the table that I'm going to create involves study time and test score. So to get a table in here, we're going to hit the plus and click table. So we're adding a table now, and this is where our X's are going to go. So under the X's, I'm going to list all of the amounts of time someone would study. So this is 15 minutes, 22 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 55 minutes, and 72 minutes. And over here, I'm going to put the test grade. So the person who studied for 15 minutes scored a 62. 22 minutes scored a 64, 35 minutes scored a 70. This person studied 40 minutes and got a 75, 55 minutes scored an 82, and then 72 minutes scored a 93. Now, notice that those points, since there's dots here, it should show green dots, and I don't see them. The reason why is the standard window is, if you notice here, you're going up to 10, you're going up to 6. Well, my first X doesn't start until 15. So I'm going to start zooming out. Over here to the right, I'm zooming out till I start to see these points, and here they are. We'll zoom out one more time. And now also notice, obviously, I only need the positives. So I'm going to scroll down to here and then maybe zoom in again until I get a good picture of what I'm looking for. So I like that picture. You can just click and drag how you want it. Also notice that if you click the little gear shift here, I'm going to edit the list. So if I click here, I can change what the points look like. I'm going to pick purple, just to show you how you can change the color. This would help if you had multiple tables or multiple scatter plots. But overall, I just accidentally deleted that. Did y'all notice that? So I can do the undo button. There it is back. Overall, you notice that there is a positive correlation or a positive relationship or a positive trend even. The longer you study, the higher your test score would be. So now, in order to get a line of best fit, we need an equation, and we use that equation so we can have a line going through here the closest to the center of the line as possible. So here's how you do this. You're going to type in, you can actually use your keyboard and type Y, and then if you type the 1, it automatically goes to a subscript. So Y1, so you're typing in your Y equals MX plus B. Instead of doing the equal sign, you need to do this approximate sign. It's the button under escape with your shift. And then you're just going to type in MX, include X1, so we know we're going back to X1, and then plus B. We just created the line of best fit, Y equals MX plus B. These values, the R2 and the R, you'll learn more about later. You'll learn more about residuals later. The biggest thing I want you to realize here is they found your M and your B for you, your slope and your Y-intercept of that line. And here we are on the line. If you wanted to change the color of it, again, you could do your shift and change it to purple to match, something like that. So now we're done here. So I want to turn this into an actual equation, and I'm going to use these M's and B's, and I'm going to type it in. Y equals, M is 0.552598, X plus your B, 52.3215. Now, they're not always going to be these long decimals, but since this wasn't perfectly linear, these were scattered out a little bit. Obviously, you're going to have some decimal values. So I can click there. Again, if I wanted to change my color, let's go back to change that to purple, or red, whatever. It's the same as that one, and enter. You could also click on this, and this is pretty cool, and this is what you're needing to know here. If I click on this, notice I have an option here. I have an option to take this and turn it, instead of it being in a equation, put it into a table. That's super important for this following reason. Let's say you had a question that said, estimate the test score if someone studied for an hour. Well, an hour is 60 minutes. So you could actually just type in 60 minutes and it tells you the exact test score, 85.47738. Or if they studied for an hour and a half, well, an hour is 60 minutes and another 30 minutes, that gives you 90 minutes. You're there, 102. So this is super important because these dots that are placed on here on the scatter plot just represent these points. But there's obviously times that could be in between. You could have 45 minutes. You could have 25 minutes. There we tried 60 minutes, 90 minutes. So that's what the line is used for. The line is used to estimate the values that are not in the table based on the trend. That's why it's called a trend line or a line of best fit. So you can use and do estimates with that. When you're finished, sometimes you may be asked to save it. So I might call this line of best fit explanation. You may call it line of best fit in an assignment, put your name in it. I would suggest anytime you're turning in an assignment that you always include your name in it as well. So then I could save it. And there it is. It's been saved. Options here. You can go back and see things, other graphs that you've saved. This is the one that you're saving now. If I go here, I can share it. So I could just copy the website and it's going to go directly to this. I could print it. I can export it as an image, or I could also embed it in an assignment or embed it into a Google Doc. So that's your options for sharing it as well. This is super important for you to understand the steps and all the options for plotting a scatter plot and then finding a line of best fit and what that's used for.